Morning all. Oh, a slight change as he turns himself around. I've put the lights on the back of the stage one, screwed them all in, got some pins yesterday, but on the way back I'm afraid my gearbox packed up on my, on my 109. So although it's been covered before, I don't know whether to cover it or not with the video. I've got to take the seat box out, all the floor panels, to get at the gearbox. I had a little look yesterday, and I think it's third and fourth synchros, dropped a tooth. Well, I've got a broken tooth in the bottom of a drain plug. I call it a sump plug, but there you go. So not a happy camper, because I'm not camping. I'm not too sure what's going on, but there you go. So steering wheel off in a minute and start to unbolt the seat boxes, etc. And then the glorious task of trying to undo everything underneath there, but plenty of oil about, so it should be alright. And then decide what I'm going to do when I take the gear, well, when I get close to getting the gearbox out. Anyway, I might bring you along for a few short videos. It's all been done before, but you know, I don't know. Anyway, cheers folks. Well, and my footwells have come today, which is very nice, the proper ribbed ones, and I am going to sort out the footwells on the stage one as well, so I'm happy with that. Great service from the chap on eBay. I will put a link to that. He very kindly sent me the two and reduced the postage accordingly, so I'm happy with that. I've fitted these before to another one, and very nice. Thank you very much. Cheers. I will put his link in. Cheers. Oh, and the front chassis section has come. I've got to cut out the mounting either side, but before I do that I'm going to have to rebuild a front cross member that goes in there for the stage one. Sadly, a lot of money to buy, but and then I already bought front dumb irons, so I'll list those again. I'll try and flog them on. They weren't big enough, sorry, they weren't long enough to cover some of the patches, so I thought it right that I should go for this, and then what I'll do is, where my finger's running up and down, is put in a cross member, and then I can build up on the dumb irons either side for the stage one where there's where the radiator sits on. I've got the little pieces left of the old rusty bits on there, so I can make that up. I know roughly the cross member is just a flat cross member about 4.5, 5 inches square, with a slight taper to it to fit on the top here. But took the measurements off my friends, thank you Lou. So there you go. So but evidently it's on a stop at the moment while I do on the gearbox on my 109. Cheers. Just as a small precautionary tale, I use some of this sticky stuff. What a nightmare, absolute nightmare. It gripped like, well, it did grip. It took me ages to move that, right, so be cautious what you use, and as you say, when I use this, it absolutely is stuck like, I think the word is poo to a blanket, to be polite. Nightmare. So got to look for something else for that. Right, back to the drawing board a minute. Right, I'll take you along here. This is my seat box which I've taken out. This is like wax oily type looking thing, no rust etc, as you can see, and very surprisingly no bolts broke, and everything came undone, even the dreaded side bolts by the, can't think of the word, seat belts. Right, so guided tour. Yeah, even these bolts up here came undone. Never had to cut or drill, everything come undone, as you can see. Lots of all about, but very roomy. So now it's just a question of disconnecting props, various cables, bits and pieces, jumping up and down a few times, disconnecting the handbrake leverage and all that type of thing. A bit of a clean and tidy up, and I'm not going to do much more today, but I'll see about other things, and that's that sticky stuff. Absolute nightmare. I've no idea why it stuck so much or whatever, but it did. So back to the drawing board on that. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Cheers. Well, I dare say we've all been here before. Some of us have, some of us haven't. I've took my overdrive off just to make life a bit easier to get out. Everything's been disconnected, prop rear prop removed, gearbox linkage, clutch slave, you name it, speedo. Everything seems to come apart okay. Just go and do the engine mounts, and then the trouble begins, because I'm on a hard surface, but it's not hard, it's gravel. So I've got a board to put down to try and put the engine hoist in and hook round and see how I can get this thing out. Drag it all out, transfer the case, which I've done in the gearbox. That's about it. Happy days. Gearbox ordered. Cheers. Right, just bought this and assembled this, cheap as chips, to get the gearbox out. I got rid of my last one a couple of months ago, so not a happy camper, but hey ho, it saves hiring one. Cost money to hire them. Only took about an hour to assemble, because it literally was in bits and 3 bags. I love the 2 colours. So get the gearbox out, sort it, and hopefully get that sorted by Friday. Gearbox is ordered, as I've said, so jolly good. Onwards and upwards. Got some shiny new seats as well for my Tinker, which even shows up. It's nice green and cream. Nice little set from eBay. I think it's Sam's 4x4 2012. Anyway, not a bad price. Full set. Cheers. Right, managed to pick up a really old tatty old bulkhead, and didn't pay a lot of money for it, but managed to strip it down. So this back panel there is what I'm after, and this top panel, even though it's got a bit tatty, it's better than the one I've got. Sorry about the light, keep next door. But yeah, it is crabby and shitty. Excuse a bit. But that's this is all gone on the stage 1. So lashed out a bit, and hopefully I can transfer some of those parts. Took a lot of stuff off there. There's a lot of stuff already attached to this. I'll strip it all off, and there's still some linkages. I'll take it all off. I'll take it leavers at the pit, and if anybody wants it they can have it. If not, I'll sell some of the stuff if I can get rid of it. There's a steering box as well, which looks in good condition. There's no key, but that's been cut, the choke's been cut, but I know you can replace the choke. But there's a steering, bits and pieces, and there you go. So, a bit of a crabby day, but went to Wrexham to fetch that. Not bad, it's okay. It's what I want, that top section. Cheers. Well, Friday morning, it's not even 10 o'clock, and here is a gearbox, etc. Yeah, a bit of a bus pallet. Yeah, there you go. It looks okay. Looks presentable. So we'll see how we go later on. I've got to find somewhere to put this now. I've got so much stuff knocking around now. Bit of a problem, but there you go. One gearbox. One fat Jack Russell. Right, morning all. I spent a little bit of time on the computer answering questions and comments. But hey ho, there's no rush, never any rush to do anything. Don't enjoy that. So this is the 109 that has the gearbox. The little problem I have is that, of course, it's on a gravel dirt base, and I've got a board to put out. And of course the other thing is, I'm going to come out, spin round nice and carefully. Beautiful day. And this is what I've got. I have a gearbox that's dragged in here. I have my stage 1, I can't really move across any further. I have this gearbox here which I can't open the shed. Get in the shed. There's my 109 seat box. I have this scrubby old footwell come bulkhead I picked up yesterday from a place, which I want these back panels and bits and bobs. I don't want all the rest of the stuff. And there's my engine hoist come gearbox replacement hoist, which I can't get moving anywhere. As you can see, not a lot of space. There's the roof for the 101, stage 1. My clutch, and this is takes up to my house. And oh, there's some spare oil. There's my seats. Oh, there's my disability scooter. Oh, lots of other parts and everything else. So if you look down the garden, you can see what I've got to do. Quite a bit to do. So I think the first thing is chop the bulkhead up, get rid of the pieces I don't want, clean and tidy up, get the gearbox sorted, and then work from there. Cheers. I have stopped proceedings. I just thought I hadn't done no video. The only tight place on the gearbox is the one pin here, and it's the little 1/2 inch one. That's the only place that was tight. I just had to put a little chisel, you know, an old chisel, and just pry it apart, and that was all it was. It's this one here. It's quite a good fit on there. I haven't got the balance quite right, but it's not too bad. So as you say, I'm on my own, but it's come out alright. The clutch looks like I've got the right one, so that's good. Everything else is out of the way. You have to take that one mounting off down there. You could take the two off, make life a bit easier. But evidently I've not done this before, so I would suggest that you take the mountings off there, the 2 bolts at the bottom, and do that one there, and I will think that would lift off quite well. And then just get the chain a little bit better than what I've got mine as. I'll go around the other side. Yeah, so really the chain wants to come back a little bit more, but it's a bit too late now. So it's a question of just gently tugging without smashing the inside up. Hopefully I'm on. I've only got to clear the one section, so I'll just pull a little bit and see how we go. Cheers. Now I'll just swap over the pivot and self-explanatory, and put the new bearing in, clutch release bearing. Very light smear of grease. That's all. Just so it, you know, literally can I just see it. That's it. Next bits. Cheers. Plenty of oil. Plenty of oil. Not too sure whether it's coming from the gearbox. I think it is actually, because all the clutch and everything else is dry, and the bottom. But that doesn't mean anything. But yes, it looks a bit of oil. But anyway, swapping all the bits over slowly. Cheers. Well, this is where some of the oil was leaking from. The shoes are absolutely caked. Evidently I didn't drain the transfer box. I drained the gearbox, not the transfer box, but that's not there or there. But even standing still outside earlier on, the oil was leaking out. So evidently I hope the seal on the other one is okay, and hopefully that will be okay. There's the drum. I'll have to give it a good clean, sort it out. I'll strip it down. I think I've got some shoes spare and some other bits, but dirty job. So, but there you go. Evidently they haven't been changed, them shoes. I think they were down to be changed last year sometime from the last invoice, but anyway, nothing said. Anyway, I'll strip it down, sort out, and then tidy this bloody mess up. Cheers.